What's good, Pack Nation? Hey, welcome to Packin With Gary. We're going to go ahead on and get into it. Guy Mad Abel. I should have known, though. It was just always something about him. The way he sort of stood. The way he had his hands on his hips. But I was like, nah, maybe I'm tripping. But this guy. And I mean, it's probably not just him. You know, these kids, they really don't care about rivalries like that anymore. At least most of them don't. You know, LeBron gets flack for that all the time for being friends with everybody in the NBA. But for me, I'm just like, okay, you were here a year. You really didn't get any like understanding of what this move would mean? Or do you just not care? You know, I mean, it's wild. Like, I couldn't imagine being in that type of situation. Like, for Lubin, people bring up Lubin coming to us. I mean, it's different. My man was at a different school each year. And then also in their situation, it was like he was trying to have a conversation with his coach, and he kept getting put off. So he had to sort of go in the portal, and it was like, yo, I'm going to go down the road. From my understanding, you know, we were trying to do what we could to keep this guy. And he was just like, nah, I'm good. And it might have been, you know, people in his ear or whatever. I understand that he wants to play point or something like that, which I think is going to be a disaster if that does happen. Because his handle is not tight enough to be bringing the ball up court D1. Like, that's not going to be a good look at all. But we'll see how it plays out. Let me get to y'all comments because y'all came in hot. Let's see. Pat says, Chris Tucker said, money talks. I hear you, but it can't just be about the money at this point. Like, his list of schools, he has some people in there that I'm pretty sure threw a bag at him, which it would have made sense to go to one of those schools. But if he got bamboozled thinking this NBA coach is about to set him up to get to the next level, I think he's going to get a rude awakening. Like, I don't see this playing out well for him. I don't think it's a good fit at all. Carolina, they really don't have – they got one other guy, I believe, right now that plays point or just came back playing point. What is that guy's name? Jaden Young, maybe. So maybe Abel's excited about that. But if he ends up being slotted to the 2 or playing the 3, they're going to be packed to that area. So I don't see this playing out well for him. Now, let me be honest here. Do I want him to do well going forward? Absolutely not. All of these fans talking about I wish him well, cool. That's on y'all. I do not wish this man well. I hope he gets over there and is stuck on the bench. I hope he has a terrible year. I don't wish any harm to him. You know, it's good that he stay healthy. But I do not want him to have success at all. Period. He could have went anywhere else. And he chose to go to these guys up the street. I feel like not just Wade, we must have did something to this man because that's just a wild move. Chris says, what's up, Gary? At least we got one big now. Need at least 2 more bigs. You're right. That's the positive, you know, and I'm going to get into that a little bit. We did get ourselves a big today. Led the nation in blocking shots, so that's cool. I'm going to do a deep dive on him on another video, but of course we need more. So this one big is like, all right, but we need some more. So hopefully we start seeing some news come through because I'm ready for some really, really good news. As Johnson said, remember the Black Ops stuff? Yeah, I don't even know what that was about. Like, supposedly he dove and it was friendly fire type mess. Who knows? Yeah, I mean, he don't seem like that much of a tough guy. We gonna see. You know, I commented we're really about to see if this guy's mentally tough because it's gonna be tested, right? He's gonna have to stay in Chapel Hill. Like these students, I mean, I hope he don't plan on trying to go out on Glenwood. And nah, you can stop all that. You got Franklin Street. You got to stay up there because don't come back to Raleigh, sir. King says I need P2 to stop playing though. Oh my goodness. P2. I don't know what this man is on. Every time I try to make sense of it, I confuse myself. What are we waiting on? I know you don't want to go to UNC now because they just landed like some high volume shooter. It's not very efficient, but he puts it up. So that's going to take away from what McNeil would do. And you got all these other schools in the mix, and this. I mean, your boy Abel was like, "Look, I'm gonna go up the road. So don't you just stay here, bust his ass over and over again." Unfortunately, you probably only play him one time, but I don't get what the holdup is. Your daddy saying on IG that you can make your own decisions, and you turn 20. Okay, so what are we waiting on? We've raised the offer, giving you the keys, telling you pretty much the offense gonna be ran through you. My man keeps stalling us out. It's crazy. Here we go. Let's go ahead on and get on McNeil. David says, don't care about Abel or McNeil. They're not bigger than NC State basketball. You're right. I can still dislike Abel, though. It gives me something to do. As for McNeil, he is getting in that area where it's like you playing with our feelings. So if you're going to be out, just be out. That way we can, separate and the relationship be okay. You went on, somebody paid you a bigger bag, cool. You didn't go to Carolina. We can still be okay with you. But if you cause us to delay and miss out on somebody else could take your spot, then we're going to be kind of bitter, right? So we're going to resent you. And I don't want to see that happen with Paul McNeil. I mean, he stayed through 2 coaches. And I've been of the stance to pay this man, pay him whatever he want as the little loyalty bonus. Right now, that's really a big thing. Well, we're not doing that, which I can't hate on. Okay, fine. But we got to put our foot down at some point. Like, it's getting ridiculous. Just as a quick reminder, I want to let y'all know that the PWG memberships are live. So if you want like more full breakdown, film type stuff, recruiting news, all that, sign up for the PWG Elite. So just let y'all know about that. But let me get caught up on these notes here. Let's see. All right, so I'm not going to ride McNeil a lot right now until I hear a little bit more here. He'll have his day if he don't get on the good foot. David says, I like what Gainey's doing so far. So tell me more about that, David. What do you like about his approach? I don't dislike it, but I'm not saying I like it. So tell me, elaborate for me what you like about his approach. Eddie says, Matt to the cheeks is disappointing. Big Car Evans will need to greet him in the paint. That would be nice. It would be nice for him to show up in the paint and not land on his feet. That would be cool. I'm hoping we get another big, a bruiser. It's like, look, this is what he gonna do. You come through there, he gonna take you out the air. It needs to happen. You got to have one of them players just so the guys think twice. Because Abel gonna try somebody, so we gonna need that. Let's see. Kevin Johnson says he seems too meek to be the man anyway. Do you agree? Yeah, like, I don't know. It's something soft about Abel. I'm not calling him soft, but he's got a very soft demeanor. And, even when in the game, when he gets like going or whatnot, it's not enough emotion for me. And I don't know, like, I'm gonna be honest, he's probably gonna look like he's supposed to be in Carolina blue. Like, of all the people that were coming back, he was never like when I was pushing. I always felt like him and Paul played the same position. I know you want to get them on the court at the same time, but I really don't. I don't like it. It's neither one really plays a true three, right? So you end up having two shooting guards out there, and it's just not the best fit to me. So I was okay with him rolling out somewhere else. Just didn't think it was going to be up the road, off the respect of the rivalry, right? Like, it makes me wonder, what the heck did Vin Allen say to these boys in practice that had them thinking it was okay to go down the road and take a tour? Well, I know he mentioned that the food was better or whatnot, but man, did he really just sell UNC to a couple of these dudes? Like, I don't get it. That's scary. Like, that's really what we risk when we let these guys come over here from Chapel Hill. They start comparing stuff, and they start sabotaging, and all of a sudden guys want to look at Carolina. It's ridiculous. Yes, Johnson says, I'm not buying P2 is coming back, but where's he fit in with Carolina now? Heard the American Wangster was after him too. Yeah, if he goes to LSU, he's really trying to be the worst of the worst. But no, he doesn't fit in with UNC at all. He'd have to go somewhere else at this point. So let me ask y'all something here. Who you dislike more, Will Wade or Abel? Like, right now in this moment, who's the bigger villain? That's what I want to know. Y'all let me know your thoughts. Let's see. Is Trayvon Carter Givens freshman class still coming? To my understanding, he's not. I mean, he might just be sitting back. I haven't seen anything saying that he like decommitted, but everyone's talking about, nah, he's not coming. So I don't know what the holdup is. I guess it's sort of like when people are saying they're going in the portal and they're not officially in yet. It would be cool if we can convince him to stay, but to my understanding, he's out. Move this for y'all so y'all can continue to see the votes. Let's see. Barbara said disgusted by Abel. Yep. Kane says, if our budget is only 10.5, I don't feel comfortable giving Paul $3 million. Kane, I agree. If it's at 10.5, I agree. My problem is we started this offseason talking like it was way more than that. And the fact that it hasn't increased at all, and you got money from a buyout, and you pay your coach less, and you just got a bunch of money that you raised right when he was about to leave. Like, I don't know. The math is math, and I don't even want to get into that because it makes me nervous, wondering why people out here are lying to us. But whatever. If it's that low, then I hear you. However, I still might do it off the 1 year, right? Like I might just be like, look, this year we're gonna bite the bullet, and it'll set us up next year for somebody else, just showing them how we take care of our own type mess. That would be my hope, right? That'd be the only reason that I would pay this man $3 million out of that 10.5 budget. And David says, I don't think you need to overpay for a guard. That needs to be a scheme open to make a shot. And in that sense, I agree. But I think Paul takes a step forward and adds to his game. There's only but so much spot up, sidestep shooting you can do. If he's that guy that goes into the gym and gets all these shots up, how is he not working on his handle? How is he not working on a floater? How is he not working on other aspects of his game? He's got the frame to be a good defender. Like, there's so many things, and the possible skill set is there. So when I say pay this man, I am thinking about, okay, the potential, right? Without that, if we're saying that he's going to come back and be just like he was this year, then you're correct. That's crazy to overpay for him to just be another guy that can't get his shot off. I'm looking for growth, and I'm thinking that, okay, really this last year was like his real year because he didn't play that much his freshman year. So he should take another jump this year. That's where my head's at. K. Mills says, I blame Keats. He should have never allowed Dontre Styles to come to state. That was the beginning of the Turco era. We shouldn't have taken Lubin either. Look, I hear you. I mean, it sounds crazy, but it seems like, yeah, they came over here and they just started planting little seeds, and now it seems okay to go there. Like, and with Styles, it was a little different, right? He wanted, we were in the mix for him before he went to Chapel Hill. And then we were in the mix again when he left and went to Georgetown. So coming back, it felt a little different since he didn't come straight from them to us. But I hear you. The floodgates have been open. Pat says, are you following in the Bunky Ball Bowen, or I don't even know how to say that last dude's name, Camp, or holding out for other bigs? So Bowen, I'm cool with. The first dude I hear his number is way too high. So I'm cool with that. The other guy, the last one, I'm gonna just call him Bam until I hear how to say his name correctly. I'm cool with that too. So those two I'm all right with. The Bunky dude, yeah, he can go. Sorry, King. Looks like that's who you want, but I'm okay with him. David says, Gainey has a calming effect to his approach. Sit back and watch this guy work. Was with Gainey at first, but he's been around a lot of top-notch coaches. Love what he's doing. So, David, what you said You wasn't with Gainey at first. So what changed? Because he's been around top-notch coaches before, and you weren't with him. So what did he do that you're like loving now? I guess that's the part that I'm missing. Let me know. Robert says, Snake Wade Abel, a kid Wade scumbag. Okay. Will Wade is the bigger villain. I agree. I was telling one of my friends is a Carolina fan. He's like, who you dislike more now? Will Wade or Matt Abel? And I'm like, listen, it's gonna be Wade for me. Like, Abel is still a kid and he's chasing money, right? So, like, I don't know how likely it is he's gonna play in the NBA. So, I mean, he's got to get as much as he can now. I sort of get, the approach. If State can't pay you because we're going to pay Paul or whatever, cool. But Will Wade, the way he was gassing us up, and this man would just straight up lie and then throw his team under the bus, then try to defend his team after throwing him under the bus, like, he was all over the place. And he just says this stuff with a straight face. He will always, always be the number one villain for me. Like, until somebody else comes through and does something crazy, he's going to be that guy. Now, I'll tell you, if your boy P2 come out and commit to Carolina, he'll be right there with him. As I hold him to a different standard than I do Abel. Abel followed Wade, really. He left Miami. He's like, I'm committing to this coach. He really wasn't even rocking with us before he got there. But Paul, you from North Carolina? 2 years and switch up and then go over there after stalling us out and making us wait for no freaking reason? Oh yeah, he would be public enemy number one. I mean, especially right here. At least Wade ran away. It takes some balls to go up the street and you've been the NC State guy for a couple years. That's B-Rat says, neither. I don't let them govern my life. I focus on who wants to be here. Yeah, we will focus on, our players want to be here, but it's not like I'm not going to address it. Like these people, Wade stuff has to be addressed, and then Abel's switching up to go with the Tar Heels has to be addressed. Doesn't mean they govern anything. There's a Matt Abel right now. Last I heard, Wade. So he has one commit. Yeah, he ended up getting one. I think it was like yesterday. So the cupboard's not bare for him anymore. Yes, Johnson says second would be boot. If you pick up a snake and get bit, don't be shocked. It was a damn snake. Oh, listen. I'm not even mad with Boo about hiring Wade because we put pressure on that man. Everybody in the fan base is like, we want Will Wade. Go get him. And we don't get him. Oh, we don't never hire the right coach, or we always, go for the mid-major guy, the up and coming, and we never go for the big name coach. And we tried it. And look what it got us. Like he wanted somebody else, from my understanding. I believe it was old boy at Virginia. And we chose this guy. So, not mad at him. Versus P2 was kind of Jekyll and Hyde. If he makes his first shot, watch out. If he misses his first shot, in too many games, he just never showed up offensively. Yeah, I agree. Like, What makes me nervous about his play, and I'm hoping that wouldn't happen going forward, is his lack of aggressiveness, right? To your point, if he misses his first shot, he may take 4 shots, but I don't believe he's ever shot us out of game, which is a good thing. But at the same time, if he hits his first shot, then now, as it was mentioned before, you got to start trying to run plays for him so that he can get open shots or design shots. And it's not like he knows, oh, I'm hot, let me go get it. That's the part he's missing. And I'm hoping somebody that we bring in has that in them, right? Because if he doesn't develop that, then we just gonna have another team of guys who isn't ready to take the last shot type thing. I mean, we got a couple guys coming in that look on film like they're ready to do that. Preston looks like that. I definitely like his approach to the game. Christian has signs of it, so we shall see. Eddie says, if we have $10.5 million budget, this is my idea. Give or take here and there, one player at $3 million, one at $2 million, one at $1.5 million, two at $500,000, 10 players at $300,000. I have no idea. It's not my money. I hear you. Listen, if you have in that scenario, if you have one player at $3 million, it can't be Paul. I don't think he could be Paul in that particular scenario. Unless he takes some huge steps forward. I don't know, that sounds bad because I want him to get paid, but I just don't know if we could be successful with our number one player not being aggressive. He's just a little too passive for me sometimes. I just want to be like number 2 option. Like I'm not trying to put him in Darren Williams' spot and make him Batman when he's not ready for that. Pat says, supposedly brought in Kingston Whitty as a backup option as a 2026 high school grad. Looks okay in videos, but definitely depth development. Okay. Yeah, we'll see about that. David says, I think Gainey has a good understanding of what it takes to build a roster. 3 straight Elite 8 appearances. He is the architect of the defense. So, listen. All right. There was a lot said about Gainey being the recruiter for Tennessee and the defensive coordinator. But Tennessee has been eating in the portal since he left. I'm talking about, I thought they were going to like stump their toe a little bit, and he really, his presence was going to be missed. As of right now, they like Gainey who? Oh my goodness, they've been cooking in the portal. So I'll say all that to be like, okay, the 3 straight Elite 8 appearances, I hope it was part of his doing, because the recruiting was supposed to be his thing, and that hasn't fallen off at all. So let's see. King asked me, what are the biggest holes in the roster that you're looking for to fill? All right. So for me, I want a wing player that can do everything. That's what I want us to get. Where we hope Paul would get to or become, or where I hope he would become. I want a guy like that. A small forward. He could be power forward, but probably a small forward that is like, get a rebound, bring it up, start the offense. He can shoot the 3. He's got a mid-range, plays both ends of the floor, plays good defense. I need an all-around guy. I need a guy that is like 10 seconds left on the clock, give him the ball, and he can go get it. I want one of those. Right now, I don't know if we have one of those. Like, Christian is probably the closest. And, you know, Preston, he's just a little small for me, but he's shifty. Like, I've seen that he can get open. But he's more of a, like, shoot off the dribble type player. I need somebody that's a threat to get to the rim. You know how Q was. I need one of those, but I need somebody that's not, of course, turning the ball over as much and can draw some fouls. That's the biggest hole. And then, of course, we know we need bigs. We got one right now, but we don't want to go into the season with two guys. Like, we definitely need to have enough. So the fact that there's that many bigs coming to campus, like 3 at a time, I'm cool. I'll sit back and wait and see how it plays out. We already got one. That didn't take long. Could have a couple more by the end of the week. That works for me. But what we haven't had is that one dynamic forward. I need that. He says, do you think Zamika provides real minutes? I don't know. He's such an unknown. I mean, he had to get in shape. High school wise, he didn't look that impressive to me. I know he got like Mr. Basketball in North Carolina or something like that, but I don't know about this kid, so I can't speak on him just yet. The way the roster's playing out is possible, but if we start landing some big fish, he might be another development guy that's just in there, you know, to spare somebody some minutes. David says Tennessee established program, but Gainey helped establish their brand nationally. Let's give them a chance to see what. Absolutely, we're gonna give them a chance. Nobody's turning on them. We definitely need some things to start happening, though. I mean, just to save face, like as a state guy, he knows. You just had one of your players go down the road, Chapel Hill. We gotta start making some splashes at this point. I mean, you want that money to keep coming in. You got to keep the fan base a little hype. I know you're not going to be doing a lot of bragging like the previous coach, but the actions can do it. Where it says, so what you're looking for at power forward is someone who can actually dunk. Absolutely. Listen, I need my power forward to be able to jump over a phone book, right? Like, I need my power forward to actually be able to play above the rim. None of this waiting for the ball to come down to your waist. I need to be able to get in the paint, block shots. We can't block shots. We don't need to be at the 4. You just don't. He says, yeah, I think we need to get a primary scorer, athletic defensive wing, backup point guard, stretch 4, quality backup big. Yeah, we need all of that. See, the backup point guard part, with the 2 guys we got, they can switch off on those duties. I'm not really pressed about a backup PG. Especially if you can go get another shooter. Stretch 4, cool. Yeah, I would like that. Quality backup big, probably give me 2 of those. That'll work out. John says, P2 money holding up other recruits right now? I don't know. That's the part that frustrates me the most, is I don't know about the money. Everything's so all over the place and it's so secretive. And, I can't find anything that tells us what our money looks like. Right? Like, if P2, like, we can't hold money for him. I say best case scenario, you go ahead, spend all your loot. And if he say, look, I want to come back last minute, then we go find that money. Well, we can't just be sitting this money to the side hoping this man is going to choose us. That's crazy. I hope we are not doing that. Jonathan says, I think Bull Bowen would have been a great option at the 4. Yeah, I think so. Robert says, yes, definitely want the power and power forward. Yep. Yeah, David, we covered this a little bit ago. NC State's looking at decommitted kid from West Virginia as the point guard. Kid named Kingston Whitty. Yeah. And like I said, I really don't need us to go after a backup point guard. But if that's what we're going to do, cool. I'm going to try to just get a bunch of bigs, athletic guys, and then another shooter. If it's not Paul, somebody else. Go out there and run. Pat says, the players we've let go without a real challenge, and the players we've brought in for visits is the tale of what our money looks like. Not near as much as we were told. Yeah. And I mean, that's why I'm like, the math isn't mathing, because told one thing and then you don't get none of the big names on campus. It's like, why lie? It's going to show in the end. Why are we out here pretending to have money we don't have? No, I don't get that thought process. Robert says, with recent moves, I have a feeling we already told P2 we are moving on. So look, I don't think we told him we're moving on, but I think we were like, look, we just can't sit and wait on you, dog, so we got to go ahead and do our thing while he tries to figure out what he's going to do. Hopefully that's the case. But then all this stuff started coming out, talking about, oh, he's coming back to state, and then nothing, right? All yesterday, it was like, oh, Paul's coming back to state, and people were on Twitter or X or whatever getting all excited, and nothing happened. What was that about? Just crickets. And now he sharing it on his IG, able transfer to UNC. Like, what are we doing? Silent Joker said, I believe that's a pair. Pair Wade instilled a soft culture at NC State and is clear rubbed off on the players. You need to give Ganey grace as he builds a new team of competitors. If that takes time, better we good. If that takes time, better we good. Okay. I know what you're trying to say. I can't disagree with that. You get, I don't want to say attached, but these are our players when they're here, right? And so when they leave, it is a little bothersome. But if they were part of the problem, yeah, you got to let them go. And so far, like Paul has not been on a dominant team, right? Like, got here freshman year, team was trash. Couldn't get on the court. Okay. Then you play last year, play a lot better, but you streaky. And then we lose, like, I don't know how many games in a row, 7, 8 games in a row. It's like the longest streaks in 30 years or something crazy like that. So I'm like, I don't want to put that on him, but yeah, that is wild to be involved with those two teams. Pat says they recruited for spots around them, but they won't be able to wait much longer. Possible Darius Adams if they're playing P2 heads out. I like Darius Adams. So I've said it time and time again. I want Paul back, and I feel like we should pay the loyalty tax because I think in the long run, it'll look good for us. Only if we have the money to do so. If we don't have that money, fine. Now, at the same time, signing another guy that is at his level or better while he's got us in limbo would be phenomenal. That's when I'd be like, okay, Gainey out here just flexing on people now. You're not going to hold me hostage. I'm going to go get a guy who can do what you strive to be able to do one day. That would be nice. What I don't want to happen is us to go get somebody and it's a lower version of Paul McNeil. That I don't want. So we shall see. Oh, no. Johnson said, the thing is, even if Paul comes back, we still need 2 guards and wings. Yeah, we can go get some guys then. I mean, but you be filling out. I mean, if he comes back, yeah, maybe one or two more spots. Yeah, potentially starters. And then the rest of those guys going to be rotation bench players anyway. David said, McNeil's a punk. I fill this spot so quick till it wouldn't even be funny. Ooh, man. I hear you. Like, sometimes I feel like that. Like, he playing with us. But that is too funny. As Johnson said, I really don't think Wade installed anything here. I saw no real culture for the program in 1 year. If he did, it was all negative. I'll tell you that. CK says the Turco transfer was bound to bite us eventually. Unfortunately, it won't be the last. It's the era we live in. Yeah. Still doesn't make it less frustrating. David said, tired of hearing about Paul McNeil. I root for players that want to be at NC State. Listen, this right here is my sentiment is like with Abel leaving and people talking about I wish him well and all of this mess. Nah, I don't want to just stop that. You don't wish this man well. Just be honest with yourself. And it'd be the same way. It'd be even worse with Paul. But I do not wish any of these guys well that transfer out of our program, especially if it's to Chapel Hill. Nah. And Johnson says JG needs to establish his culture and team. Would love to have folks back, but it's time to turn the page. It would be easier to turn the page if we had a lot more going on. Like I said, if he go ahead and start landing some better names, bigger names, guys that have done a little bit more at a higher level, that we don't have to hope it transitions to the ACC, then I think it'd be easier to say, oh, y'all want to walk? Go ahead, because we better off. Right now, I'm not seeing any of that. That's the tough part. Kevin Johnson says, will there ever be a 4-year player again? There probably will be. They're gonna start locking this stuff up soon, and making it more long-term type contracts and maybe even caps. Well, yeah, there'll be one. Johnson says, bump Matt Abel. I will never root for him, even if he turned back and came back to state. So let's just say, in a crazy scenario, Gainey convinced these dudes to be like, look, act like you're interested in North Carolina and then you're going to come back, right? And that happened. I can't say that I wouldn't be like, oh, man, that was 3D chess move right there. But we know that's not happening. Now, if he got over there and they, say, for example, they recruited somebody else and took his minutes away, he was like, oh, I thought I had this situation, I want to come back. I think Gaines should be like, no, I'm good. I don't like how you move, kid. You kick rocks. I do agree with that. If it was not a plan and you dump me and you try to spin the block and come back, nah, we're not doing that. I hope we're not doing that. Let him go. He has made his bed. Robert says, unfortunately, in this day and age, the name on the front of the jersey doesn't matter to these guys. This has become pro sports, and it's sad. Yeah, it is. Eddie says, I think Paul wants to return, but his agent and camp are listening to the crazy big bag offers. And he's conflicted. He just needs to come on home and be done with it. Look, if Paul is getting offers above what we're willing to pay, and we've already went up again, I don't know what the hesitation is. He just needs to take that offer because they obviously are going to overpay him because he is not worth more than what we're already talking. I'm already talking about paying him the loyalty tax. These people are going to pay a loyalty tax, a finder's fee, the whole nine. Like, what are we doing? There's no way. He should not be hesitating at all if that's the scenario. If it's like, oh, I need to get as much money as possible, man, go ahead, buy. Get on a tournament team that you know going to compete for a national championship, that maybe you come off the bench, but it's all about the money. Do that instead of sitting over here causing us all types of frustration. So look, right now, we've got Kyle Evans that committed today. All right, we got him at 6'10", led the nation in blocks. Cool. We got Preston Edmead, 6'1". All right, 4-star in the transfer portal. And then we've got Christian Hammond at 6'4". 4-star in the portal. He was like a 3-star out of high school. So out of those, he's the most highly ranked going into college. So we're looking at 6'1", 6'4", 6'10". So we're really not that big just yet, which is why I'm waiting for the larger commits. I need some other bigs, and I need a bigger wing. 6'4" is not cutting it. It's cute, but it ain't cutting it. And then you went and got me a little 6'1" guard. Like, I've seen him. He quick and he's shifty, but I need a bigger guard. Yeah, that's what we're working with so far, and that's why I'm still like not at ease just yet. And I know everybody's like, "Oh, give him time. He's cooking. Let him cook." And I'm like, "All right, well, I'm letting him cook, but can I get an appetizer, a salad, or something? Because waiting for this entree is killing me." David said, "I love the portal and NIL. I find this separating the sheep and goats of coaching. New roster every year to prove your worth as a coach." Yeah, you're right. Now I will say, it almost does that. But if you're like Duke, like right now, Shire is getting the best players every year. I don't think Shire is that good of a coach. He keeps losing large leads in the tournament. Like, to lose a 19-point lead multiple times is crazy. And the fact that you recruit a bunch of younger players out of high school means that you do have more of your imprint on the game. And you do control the ebb and flows of the game, because these players get, very high and they get very low depending on how the game is going. So it doesn't seem that he does a good job at that. But he's got a crazy NIL bag. Who knows what that is? And they can get whoever they want. Hence why they're at the top every year. So, I don't know if this necessarily weeding out who can actually coach if you're in the right, situation. Like, old Pairboy went down there because he thought the NIL bag there would be enough for him to be competitive. And maybe it will be, but it's off to a really slow start. Gary, you mean some bread, brother, not a salad. Listen, I don't care what you call it. You can call it, you could give me the bread, you can give me a salad, you can give me any other appetizer. Shoot, at this point, I'll take a cocktail to hold me over before I get my food, like something. And these little 3 players we got is not enough. Kevin Johnson says, "Is high school recruiting done? Should you just play the portal every year?" I don't think it's done. Until they allow these kids to go directly to the NBA, it's not done. Because the top probably 15 are program changers. I mean, they're ready. If you can get them, you can compete at the national level with any team. If you get more than one of your team, it really puts you in the mix. But I don't think it's over. Now, after that top 15, now the rest of those kids, if that's going to be like, oh, they're really freshmen, the game is fast, and they're trying to, catch up with the speed of the game, and it's a lot thrown at them. Yeah, that kid, I mean, he might need to go like D2 or whatever and be a star and then move up. But those first 15, they can go anywhere, and you still need them. CK Williams says the math not adding up is suspicious. The money part shouldn't be a problem. Would love to have P2 back. Wouldn't mind spending that money on that dynamic small forward you're talking about. Yeah. Listen, I don't even know like who that would be at this point, since we've been waiting so long and not spending the money. I wanted Juke, but Juke playing that money game, he's about to get something crazy. So I just don't know at this point. Like, I do not. I believe they've got to midnight to get in the portal, and I haven't seen any like super name pop up, and I'm like, ooh, okay, that's a surprise. And now they talking about Oregon is the front runner for Taylor Bowen. Is that the? Oh man, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know who that small forward would be. Because I don't see anybody in there right now worth the bag that we can afford that we can go after, which is unfortunate. Unfortunate. Hayes Johnson says Oscar Blues shall now be the beer of Packin With Gary. I don't know what that is, but that's funny. Hayes Johnson says the NIL money is also confusing to me. I've heard so many rumors about it being 12 million or more. But where is it going to? Are we leaving money on the table and punt until next year? So it seems like it's not 12. And it never was. Which is why we playing in this mid-major pool, this little kiddie pool. Like, I don't get it. I am baffled at the whole NIL situation. I clearly do not understand where our money is at. And the level of player we're getting is making me think it's just where it was at last year. So when Gainey was in his press conference and he said it's going to be tough. Maybe this is what he was talking about. It's going to be tough because they're not giving him what he thought. Jonathan asked, can we get, oh Lord, Tunde Yesufu? Is that how you say his name? I think I just saw that come through my phone. That's the guy from Baylor, right? 17 points a game, 6 rebounds. Probably not. I mean, he did that at Baylor. Yeah, he's probably going to be out of our price range. I would like it. Sounds good. Pat said Keith's level money can lead to Keith's level results. Yep. You are right. And I was hoping they wouldn't do him like that. You know what? I just thought of something. All of our recruits' last name is 2 syllables. Did y'all notice that? Head coach last name 2 syllables. All of our recruits 2 syllables. Is there a pattern here? I mean, it could just be a coincidence, but we're three in so far, and 2 syllables on all 3. I'm waiting on Paul. 2 syllables. Just saying. It's probably just a coincidence, but that is funny. So, based off of this new guy from Oregon, I think he has too many syllables in his last name for us to go after. That's a joke. David says, Deshaun Montgomery currently visiting. He has no scheduled visits after a 6'5" player from Dayton is at Georgia with Goins there. David, we just covered Montgomery. It's too many syllables, man. I don't think we're going to get him. But no, I mean, it would be cool. I'm glad he doesn't have any other visits scheduled. I'd like for them to go ahead and commit before they leave. I don't like them leaving and then, we don't hear nothing. So, yeah, I'll take him. I mean, 6'5", he's decent. Seems like there was talk about one of our big donors that had to be convinced that Gainey was the right pick. Maybe he backed away from his amount, and that's why we're at $10.5 million. Just a thought. That's a good point, Eddie. That's a good point. I mean, if you the big bag man and you're like, hey, I don't like that pick, and they trying to tell you like, look, I'm gonna hold off. Let me see him do something first, then I'll come through with the bag. I would see myself doing that if I had a problem with a particular coach and they wanted, $2 million for me. And I was like, look, okay, you didn't pick my guy, so I'm not really willing to give you this $2 million. He got to show me something first. I can see that happen. Hopefully that didn't happen, though. As Johnson says, I thought we had a big donation come in before Wade left. Yet listen, y'all gonna cause me to get a headache talking about this NIL situation because I'm in agreement. There was reports of how much money we raised that day or two, and I'm like, where'd the money go? That's why I say the math not mathing. Where'd the money go? All right, y'all. Well, I just wanted to get your take on, Matt and what we've gotten so far out of these commitments. Hopefully we start getting some bigger news soon. And y'all boy Paul gets his act together so we can get this thing rolling. But, if you're here and you talking hoops with me on a weekly basis, that's who the memberships are for. So click join next to subscribe, step inside the den, and we'll start digging into some details. But as always, Pack Nation, go Pack. Y'all have a good night.